Good evening, it's Josh Rackless. It is Wednesday, May 26th, 2021, 10:04 p.m. This is my live bedtime summary of my day. I'm just talking to myself at this point. Nobody's watching, but that's okay. People will watch later. And this is just my brief summary of my day, and I want to make sure I'm going to bed by 10 o'clock or even 9 o'clock from now on. I'm not sure why I'm still up. But I'll tell you about my day. When last we spoke, last night, I had injured my hands climbing over a fence. I was hanging bird feeders in the backyard, and then a dog in the yard behind was barking at me, and the owner said, "Oh, you should come pet him sometime, or pet her sometime." And then I was like, "I'll pet her now," and I tried climbing over a fence, and I fell because I was trying to avoid sitting on the metal part of the fence, like the spiky part, and then I fell and cut my hands on the dirt, and then I was bleeding all over the dog. "Hello, Shane. Nice to see you." And then I was calling the walk over there, going to go to emergency. And I had a nice walk. I brought my hoodie. Had to take it off after a bit because it was so hot, and I had my umbrella that I used for the sun. It was very nice. Well, I didn't even listen to a podcast. I was just thinking of ideas and stuff. And then I got there, and you have to go through kind of security. The guy asks you all these questions about, where you've been and all this to make sure you're not sick. And then I go through and he gives you a fresh mask. And then, so I go up to emergency, and it wasn't bad. The check-in girl is like, okay. So I was sitting down, I was listening to her, and she was talking to some guy about her iPhone, about how she used to have an iPhone 6, and now she has an 8, but with the software of 11 or whatever. I wanted to chime in, but I didn't. It's especially hard with masks and everything to chime in. But anyways, then I checked in with the check-in person, and then I counted the people. I stood up to count them because there was all these glass dividers between the chairs. Actually, that's kind of funny that you think about it now. Like, it just sort of didn't even occur to me that was weird. But now I go, oh yeah, they probably didn't have glass dividers between each chair. Hi, Maylene from Philippines. She says, hello, good morning, watching from Philippines. Thanks for watching. Oh, and hello, Peter Reich. This is going to be boring, so you don't feel like you need to watch this. I'm just summarizing my day. But Peter's friend David messaged me today and asked how I'm doing, so you can pass on that I did go to the hospital and I'm fine. Hello, Marianne. So, and if anybody wants to join my video, let me know and I can bring you on camera. Might make things more interesting. So anyway, so I'm in the waiting room, and there was glass walls between each seat, which of course we just accept as normal now, but of course they just built that recently. And this was causing reflections, and it was like a house of mirrors at the exhibition, so I couldn't really tell. I was trying to count people. I'm like, there's a bald head, there's another bald head. Is there one person? Is there 3 people? So I got up to count them. I counted about 15 people, 16 people, but I knew that a woman was with one man. And then they called one name, and that person wasn't there, and boom, they called me, Josh Ratchless. And I'm like, oh, geez, that was fast. So then I went in, and a young man was being trained to triage people. So he had me on his chair, like a chair with a rolling laptop, and he asked me the questions, and that was fun. And then he said, go sit in another chair. And then and then somebody said, here, come into the little room. And then there was the woman doctor. And it was all pretty fast. And the woman doctor was like, as you can tell, we're trying a new system. Like, they were training the young man, like, that's why nobody knew where I should sit. They were trying to get people through faster. And it just made me think, it's so cozy. Like, I wish I was around people now. I wish I was like at university residence and whatever. But if I was working in a hospital, you're around people all the time. Like, the hospital workers, they've got their desks. They're on the phone with people. The older doctors are training the younger people. The woman who came in, she was, I forget how we started talking about the internet. She said the weather was nice or something. And I was talking about the internet, and I was like, yeah, when I grew up, they didn't have, she said something like, maybe the internet wasn't around when you were a kid too. We were talking about YouTubing or something. And she says she's 47. I'm like, oh, I'm 48. So yeah. And then she has a 6-year-old daughter. And I said, oh, the biggest YouTuber in the world is 6 years old. You could get her. That's your ticket. She's like, no, my daughter's going to play in the backyard and have a treehouse and stuff. Maybe she didn't say treehouse, but it was something about playing outside. And so I'm like, okay, so I could be that age. I could be a doctor. I could be coming in, but I'm not a doctor. So, but maybe my gift or my thing to the world is to entertain people, because even doctors want to go home and see comedy and such. So she couldn't do much with it. This is my wound, and the fat is sticking out, and only at the top. She said she could she used a bit of glue on it, and she said there's no skin left on the rest, so it'll just grow over. It won't be too bad. I'm like, oh. And then a young man came in. He's like, okay, I'm going to give you the tetanus shot. And I guess, you're getting your vaccine. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting on Saturday. And he's like, oh, and he leaves and he comes back. He's like, yeah, I can't give you the tetanus shot because they don't like you having two vaccines at the same time. Not that it would cause any problems, but they just, if you have a reaction with your I don't want to say the name of the pandemic because I might get demonetized on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. They don't want you to have that vaccine at the same time, because if you have a reaction to that and you've had like a tetanus shot earlier, like recently, then they won't know which vaccine you're having a bad reaction to. Yeah. Hello, Lucy, and hello, Ami. Ami says next week will be Jubilant June. Yes, I'm going to be nothing but happy and positive. You guys aren't even going to recognize me. So those of you who know me will know, hey, wait a minute, Josh is usually like a bit sad and stuff. But everybody else who doesn't know me will be like, wow, this guy's such a positive, motivational influencer. We can't believe it. This is so exciting. And that's what I'm going to try doing, because I was listening to a YouTuber on a podcast last week. She was talking about how when she was 9, she started, now she's 20, and she says even if you're like introvert or whatever, you can just sort of look at a YouTuber you admire, like Gary Vee or whatever, and just sort of mimic them. Like when you're on camera, try acting like that and whatever. So you don't have to be your normal sour self. You can turn it on. It's called a performance. Hi, Melly. Thanks for saying hi. So I couldn't get the vaccine, the tetanus shot, but he said I should get it within 9 days. So I guess I can get it after I get my other vaccine. So that's that story. And then I decided to walk back. Actually, I walked down the hall, and then I'm like, where's my hat? So then I came back and I was searching around, and I found under the bed in that little hospital room, I found my hat and my reading glasses that I never wear, but I carry with me. And what else? There was something else. This little pile of things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have been looking for this later. And then I walked home. It was about an hour. I found like $1 worth of beer cans and a wine bottle and a couple of beer bottles, so I can recycle them later. So that was exciting. Ami says the C vaccine will make you impotent and hollow out your brain. Don't be a sheeple. Okay, he's probably being sarcastic. Or who knows, actually. Ami gets very excited about various political things, so who knows what his thing is today. So then that was it. Came home. Charles called, and because I guess I texted him that I was at the hospital, and he called and said he was just at work. He was kind of tired, whatever. So yeah, he was working, and then I had gotten a call earlier in the day asking if I would co-host speed dating tonight. I was like, oh, cool, because they pay me for that, and it's always fun. And I was supposed to do a charity board meeting, but I said, hey, I can read the document we're reviewing later. And there was a lot of stuff going on tonight at 7 p.m., actually. There was a Jewish entrepreneur Ottawa Zoom call, like this entrepreneur talking, and then some girl on Instagram messaged me asking if I want to come to her sort of her energy workshop. So lots going on, but I did the speed dating. And so we had to train, like sort of prepare at 4 o'clock. And at this point, I was sitting outside in the backyard because... yeah, the basement's too cold. My dad's got the air conditioning blasting, and I'm like, I can't be down here. It's ironic because all winter it was too hot down here. I was sleeping and sweating, and now during the day it's too cold. Actually, it was too cold all winter, too. It's all insane. So I sat outside doing it, and then that's like 4 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock, and then but at this point, there's only like 2 hours left until the speed dating, so I can't really get into a groove or start voice acting. And then we had dinner at 6 o'clock, and that was fine. We had more of my mom's Moroccan chili. And then we had strawberries with the whipped cream that I bought. That was it. The speed dating was fun. It was with this girl, Mercedes. And yeah, she's like an actress and a singer and a songwriter. And she's got blue check marks on Instagram and Twitter. And so that was kind of cool. We were just riffing off each other. And so the support guy who called me about, or like the developer guy who called me about this, doing speed dating today, he's like, you guys, you're so funny. Actually, no, it was on the training call today when we were just making sure the thing worked. One of them was like, oh yeah, John, you were so funny, because they watch me while I'm hosting. They were like, were you hosting the Atlanta event last week? I'm like, I guess, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. And then I think it was last week. Like, you were so funny, what did you say? And the other one's like, oh yeah, he said something like, you were talking to a girl who was saying like, because sometimes you're not on a date, they send you to the lobby, and so this girl was complaining, and then she was in the lobby again, and then you were like, oh, you're in the lobby again, you're stuck with me because you complained too much, and they thought that was funny. Apparently, I don't even remember saying it. And I'm like, I should write these down. They're like, no, you're funny on the spot. They thought I meant I should plan my script, but I meant no, I should write these down and I could use them as comedy later. And that was it. Speaking of comedy, like Tom Green is in Ottawa, and he just tweeted out that he's looking for people in Ottawa to film and edit things. So I tweeted to him. We'll see how that goes. And then what else? So Ami says, okay, so Hernez says, how's your day? Well, I'm telling how my day is, and the day was fine. Had a nice walk. I went to the hospital and I did some speed dating. Ami says, I'm vaxxed, relaxed, and living it to the max with 2X's. Well, Ami is always having fun. Ami took me on a tour of Costa Rica a few years ago, and that was fun. And I just assumed, I'm going to go back to Costa Rica all the time, and of course I've not been back. Kathleen says, hey, Kathleen. And that's it, did the speed dating, and then it ended around 8:30 because we were riffing at the after party, and then I started taking my stuff in from the balcony outside, and then I'm a little hungry. I don't know why I was hungry, because I was still full. Like, I was full from dinner. I felt sick. I ate too much. I wasn't even hungry at dinner time, because I had a little sandwich at 3 o'clock. But then I went into the kitchen. I had some cheese and some hummus and some pita and some crackers. But I tried having 2 big glasses of water to try to fill me up a bit, so that probably made me eat less. I'm able to drink more water because I bought a bunch of Mios and no-name flavor adders, like all these little flavor things you put into water. So one tastes like lemonade and one's like a Gatorade type of thing. So I enjoy those. I don't know how healthy those are for me, but if they're making me drink, that's good. And I'm also going to, I think I'm going to order something called a Hydrate Spark, which is like a water bottle that measures, like it keeps track of how much you're drinking, and then it sends it to an app and stuff so you can track it. So I want to do that because it'll be like, oh, look how much I drank today. It'll make it a fun game. And then Ami says, you will join David Kessler and I June 18th to 28th in Costa Rica. Dave wants to check out the Jaco hotspots. So Ami and I went to Jaco after the main trip last time. I mean, I do want to do that, Ami, but if I'm getting my first vaccine, like Saturday, I don't know. Am I allowed to travel? And then if I can travel, can I come back? How does any of this work? I'm not sure what the deal with the vaccine and the disease is right now. I mean, I want to go. I don't want to miss this. It's 10 days. I mean, what else am I doing? Like, I'm just hanging out and it's only 10 days. I'll see. I mean, I'll see what's allowed. Because, I mean, can I fly back to Canada? Or would I have to, I know they've got a thing, or they've had a thing, that it's $2,000. You have to pay $2,000 to stay in a hotel for 4 days, being quarantined when you get back. But how would I get to Costa Rica? I guess it's direct. I don't even know. I can look into if there's flights to Costa Rica. I guess I wouldn't have to fly to the States first. How did I get there originally? I don't even remember. Did I connect in Atlanta? Like, how do people get to Costa Rica? I'll have to look into this. I hope I can go. Ami says, Canada's still closed. You should wait till you're fully vaxxed. 2 weeks after second shot. We'll be back again in fall. I mean, all our stores are shut down until like a week or two from now. And yeah, I mean, my second shot is scheduled for September. Who knows? Maybe they'll do it faster, like once they start getting more vaccines. I know that they've just approved for 12-year-olds, and now they're doing the Pfizer ones at drugstores instead of just at city clinics. So I'm sure we're ramping that up. Although I don't know how long you're supposed to wait until your second one. Like, what's the earliest you could get the second one? I don't know. Fall. So that means June, July, August. Do you know, in November is my birthday. So like I'm turning old, and that'll be my last year that's left before I'm 50. And I don't want to be traveling when I'm 50. Like, who wants a 50-year-old man go? Anyways, I don't even want to go into this. I'm just going to spiral. I've been trying to keep my mind off it. I don't know, Ami. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe if I make $1 billion this month, I can afford to just buy my own boat or private jet or something and come to Costa Rica. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So that's my day. I'll try going to bed and getting up early. Charles was saying he wants to go to bed early and get up early, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. Or somebody else said that today. I think I was messaging. Oh, I was messaging with this guy who's helping me the logo for a website, and he's in India, and he was saying, I want to go to bed early tonight. I'm like, that's what I try every day. It's like, get up and be productive. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to come on camera? Anybody want to tell me about their day? Going once? Well, it says there's 10 people watching now, which is more than usual. Sometimes we have 3, but then it looks like more people have seen, so maybe just not everybody shows up on the live. Ami says, Pfizer is 3 weeks between shots. Moderna is 4. Pre-birthday bash on the beach in October. Okay, so yeah, so maybe they'll, maybe in July they'll be like, oh yeah, we got extra vaccines. I mean, do I want a pre-birthday bash? Like, okay, once you're 49, like the countdown's on. Like every day you're closer to 50. Like, I don't know. Does anybody do anything at 50? Like, is anybody out? I remember when I was like 35, or when did I MC my friend's wedding? Maybe 38 or something. And there was a guy who was 50 there. I remember some of the younger, like Phil was like 46 or something. And he was marrying a girl who was 26. And she had her friends and her sisters, and they were like, "Ooh, this David guy, he's cute, even though he's 50." And I thought, 50, wow, they think this old guy is still cute and he's able to function. So I guess he would be 60 now, or even older. But, I mean, I forget numbers. I don't know. I mean, it's just number. What are you going to do? Like, am I going to spend the rest of my life just going, I can't do anything now? I don't know. Michelle says life begins at 50. I mean, I guess. I mean, for me, it probably will, but that just means I've wasted 50 years, I guess. We'll see. I'm sure I just keep telling myself there's got to be 50-year-olds having fun, like Jeff Bezos or, Elon Musk. They must be doing fun things, but they're both working hard, I guess. So they've got a purpose, right? And they're not just sitting there going, oh, I failed, I should have done this. They're just doing what they need to do. Ami says, age is just a number. You can date a woman 20 years younger like I am and have a family. By the way, DC is infested by periodical cicadas. Do they have those? Do you have those in Ottawa? They're all over. I don't think so. I saw the article about it, and I saw you post about it, about these little things that, come out every 10 years or whatever. Pretty sure we don't have those. I haven't read anything about them. Sand Spar says, I just turned 50 on the 8th. All right. Well, how is it? How do you feel? I know it's just human. The way we've, even, English, like the numbers, like it's round numbers. Like we decided 10, probably because it's easy to count because of your fingers. And then, so now you go, okay, so now you go from 49 and now you've got a number before it that turns to 50. But I was talking to a matchmaker last summer, and she was saying, it's good that you're talking to me now. I guess back then I was 47. How old am I now? I don't even know. But she's like, good, because once you're 50, like it's very hard to pay, like that nobody will want you. And I mean, obviously that somebody will want me. I mean, there's also women who are 50, but it's nobody who's of breeding age will want me. Nobody wants me now. Yes, like Ami says, I could find a girl that's 20. Well, Asian girls, Ami's girlfriend is that too. Cause then it's like they just want to move to Canada. They want your money. But maybe there's a cultural thing where they respect older men a bit better. It's not better, different, more, or whatever. Stan says, it's a milestone. I just can't believe that I am. Yeah, I don't want a milestone. I remember, it must have been a long time ago, how old is Ellen now, Ellen DeGeneres? I remember when she had a big birthday party for her 50th, and I'm like, how could you celebrate that? Why would you have a 50th birthday party? And that's so depressing. Then again, I remember my friend Phil having a 40th birthday party and all his old 40-year-old friends going to it and stuff. And I thought, actually, maybe I went to it too. I went to a cottage. Maybe that was his sort of bachelor party. I can't remember. Anyways, he died of cancer a few years after getting married and having 3 kids. So there you go. At least I'm alive. Barely. I don't know. I just read in the news today, Michelle says, I am dating a guy who is 12 years older. That's interesting. So when I'm 62, I can get a hot 50-year-old. That's good, I guess. Pauline asked me this week. She's like, do you know this guy? And he's a comedian. I'm like, no, I don't know. He's like, oh, he's older. I'm dating him. I'm like, what? He's like 52. I'm like, 52. I think she's like 46 or something. So there's still hope. But I mean, I haven't dated anyone for like 10 years. Like, what was the point? I kept not divorcing, but breaking up with every girl from 18 to 40, thinking like, oh, I need to be free. I just want to keep meeting people. And then there's nobody. And if you got married, you could like bring other people into your relationship. You could go, there's things you can do to spice up a thing. It doesn't have to be the last person you're with. None of this occurred to me, but it doesn't matter. All you can do is live in the moment. I'm going to make $1 billion this month. That Mercedes woman I was co-hosting with, I kept saying, I'm going to make $1 billion. And she's like, don't say gonna, say will. You will do this. And then you'll manifest it. You'll send it out to the universe. So I'm going to say will. I don't know if she knew that gonna means the same thing. But anyways, Ami says, we can get Matt Gaetz and his sidekick Greenberg to organize a wild 50 party for you. It will be wild. That would be wild. See, this is why I'm a Republican now, Ami, because those guys know how to party. I used to think, oh, conservative conventions would be boring, but the liberal conventions would be so exciting. Now it's the vice versa. But also, that's when I was young. And I don't know, I should have gone to more conferences when I was young. I should have traveled more. I should have gotten to live in a little village in France for a year. Ugh. Anyways, I guess that's it. We should all go to bed. We can get up early and seize the day, because otherwise every day is going to be exactly like this, and we're not making any progress. And so I told the speed dating event tonight, I said, when I make my $1 billion, I'm going to take you all to Jamaica. And then Mercedes said, okay, I'm taking down the names of everybody here. There's only like 5 people there or something. The Atlanta events are smaller. The Toronto ones are big. Everybody should sign up at my link and come to the speed dating tomorrow. And so, yeah, so I'm going to I'll take everybody to a resort first. And then I'm going to buy a big island like, what's his face? Richard Branson has a big island. There's this girl on my Facebook. She like has all these pictures with him, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm always hanging out at his island and going to these parties and conferences and playing tennis with him. I'm like, that's the only way I could possibly deal with being 50. If I'm like, okay, you know what? I own the world and I can do whatever I want now. That'll be good. But also, I saw a video today on Instagram or Facebook of Sylvester Stallone working out, doing all these chin-ups and crazy things, rolling these big wheels, and it said even at 74, Sylvester Stallone is still a beast. So I mean, yeah, just got to exercise. My dad is 74 and can barely walk. But it's because he doesn't exercise. My mom's same age, and she's getting up every morning before I wake up, and she's running and all this stuff. So, and science will keep improving health. But yeah, so I'm gonna make $1 billion, and I'm gonna buy a treadmill, and I'm gonna hire a private chef to make the perfect food. And I gotta lose weight. I've gained I'm like 184 pounds. It's disgusting. I was down to like 154 or something a couple of years ago, and my pants all fit. So I gotta get slim for summer. It's hot girl summer. Sarah Rebecca says, why do you keep bringing up money? It doesn't solve problems, just complicates life. It's all about mindset. I'll tell you why, Sarah. Because it's the only thing I think I can sort of control. Like, maybe I can make money. I can't manifest a wife. I can't go back in time and say, okay, at 18, I'm going to stay with my girlfriend, and then we're going to build a life together and have kids. I can't go back and have kids 20 years ago and have a family and grandkids. I can't do anything. I can't change any of that. I can't go back in time and say I went to LA. And money is the only thing that would be different that I could possibly control. And then it gives me something to possibly look forward to, because if I don't make $1 billion, then I'm just the same person I was, but with less value. I'm just 50. I'm a 50-year-old lonely man with no family and nothing. And it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. But if I got $1 billion, it would be like, okay, well, now my life, I'd still rather be 20 years old, but it would be a better 50-year-old. It just might be something that I could say, okay, well, I'm not young. I can't go to bars. I can't do all those fun. I can't travel around Europe meeting girls in hostels like I did when I was 20. But, maybe I can have a yacht, or I can have some parties at a cottage. Maybe I could do more that would give me pleasure. And I could experience things. So that there might be things doing at 50 or 51 or 60 or 70 that I couldn't do when I was younger. So it's like, at least it would make aging slightly better. That's why I keep talking about money. And I had $1 million a few years ago in a stock. Like, I made $1 million quickly, and then I lost it again. And yeah, there was nothing I did with the money, but maybe I should have tried doing things differently. Sheila says 154 pounds sounds too low. No? Well, yeah, I know. I keep thinking about in high school I was 150, and so that's my target weight. That's maybe a bit low. Um, but I'd still like to get there. But if I work out and lift weights, I'll have more muscle. So yeah, but at least down to 160, I think would be fit, and my pants would fit. Sarah says you can certainly find a woman more easily than making millions. Just try to shift to a more positive mindset. I could make yes, no, I could meet a woman. I've got women messaging me, but a woman that I really want to talk to, I'm like just like I really click with, that I just wow, it's magic. I want to get up and go do things with her. I've only met women like that maybe once every 10 years, and so it's hard to. And also, anyways, I know money won't solve anything, and the celebrities keep saying that. Jim Carrey says, "I wish everybody could have all the money they want, so they can see that's not the answer." I know it's not the answer. I mean, I'd rather have built a family and be satisfied in my career and be entertaining people. Like, I don't need money. If I had all that money, I would just buy, a hydrate bottle and an Apple Watch. And even Warren Buffett, I was just watching a speech by him. He's like one of the richest men in the world. Is he 90 now? And he's saying, you know what, my life isn't all that different from yours. We probably sleep on the same mattress. We go to the same McDonald's. What is he saying? What really makes a difference in your life is and then he talked about the Holocaust, about how people would hide Jews sometimes, and he says, the measure of your life is how many people do you have, or do you have anybody who would hide you, for this Holocaust again. So, and that's the thing, and I don't know who my friends are. I keep thinking, like, even if I somehow magically got married, I mean, obviously I should have got married 20 years ago, could have had a little, he wants to come to a 50-year-old wedding, although I went to Phil's 46-year-old wedding, that was fun. What was my point? I forget what my point was. Having a wedding. Oh, I've got nobody who would come to my wedding. Like, who would come? Stop video calling me. All of you, stop video calling. God. Anyways. Once every 10 years. Yeah. My first girlfriend when I was 18. I mean, just the first girl I ever kissed. That was it. I've never, let's see. You can block this person to stop calls. How do I block this person? 3 dots. Do I click turn off? I'm going to turn off all notifications. All right, goodbye. And then, I mean, there was some, I met some great girls. There was another great one. University, of course. Yeah, there was like 3, maybe. There was a bunch. And then there was Jan when I was in my 20s. And then, I don't know, maybe around 32, I met Jen. And then the other Jen a year later. And then the third Jen when I was like 37, and that was about it. And there's, been some nice ones in between, but those are like the ones that I really remember. Sarah says, the energy that you project out into the world is what you get back, so try to be positive. I know. Well, Ami just said it's going to be Jubilant July, or Jubilant June. So that's it. It's positivity. But see, this is what I'm afraid of, Sarah. Like, I could be just positive, like, hey, everyone, whatever. But I want people to know, I don't want to be fake. I don't know why I feel the need, like, that I should be projecting pain and sadness, that I want to be honest, and I want to, but, I mean, I could try to be positive, but I feel like I'm not being true to myself then. I don't know. It's weird. All right, should I just be positive? Will people like that? I mean, I could always try it for a month. I can always go back to boo, right? I keep saying that. All right, so positivity. All right, so we're not going to regret. We're going to be talking about, but can I still talk about making $1 billion? Because what if I'm not making $1 billion? What else? I mean, I could write a script. I could write, I don't know. I should be entertaining people. I should be doing my stand-up. All right, it's Positivity Day. Woohoo! All right, thanks for the pep talk, Sarah. And that's a cute dog in your profile photo. Sarah lives in, in Nova Scotia? Being real is important. This is your time to share. Also, you were with a few Jens. I was with a few Daves. You remember that song from, was it Kids in the Hall? These are the Daves I know, these are the Daves I know. If you wallow in self-pity, it will become a vicious cycle and nothing will change. Yes, positivity. Thanks, haha. All right, so, hi, Jacqueline. All right, so positivity. All right, we're positive Josh here. Yes, LOL. All right. Positivity. it's not going to be easy. I'm going to be fighting against, my natural, like what I default to. But it's exciting. It's warm weather. We're positive. We can do anything we want. Because, what if, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to look back in 30 years and go, should have been more positive. Should have enjoyed my time. Hi, Jacqueline Madigan. All right. Anybody have any positivity? Anybody need some positivity? Anybody need me to give them a pep talk because I'm so positive and all I do is think positively, and I love to think positive, and I'm so positive, and I just it's all about energy, and we're all energy, man, and I'm just giving you so much energy, and I feel your energy, and I'm going to manifest, it's not even about, it's about gratitude, man. It's about gratitude. That's what this guy who called me, who I used to briefly, I don't know, I knew in the ad industry, he called me yesterday and he was like, it's about gratitude, man. If I let myself just start thinking about all the mistakes I made and stuff, I'd go crazy, but you just got to be gratitude. But he's got a kid and he runs his own company. So, but I can be grateful that I didn't cut my hand off. I can be grateful that I met a dog in the backyard and the birds like my bird feed. And I can be grateful that I don't have a bed. I've got a couch. But you know what? Some people don't even have that. When I talk to people like from the Philippines on video chat and stuff, none of them even have a roof. Like they've got a metal roof that's just on top of these brick walls. Like they don't have houses. So, although I think that would be cozy, but maybe not. So there you go. Positivity. Maybe instead of my bedtime summaries, I will tell you about my day, but it'll be more of like a positivity. It'll be a positive. Maybe I should get a pillowcase on here. No, it's the pillows coming out of the pillowcase. Aw, that's so cute. It's like this is like his little shirt. It's like the pillow's little shirt. I should put a little face on the pillow and be like, hello. Okay, so Jacqueline says, I'm grateful you're okay too. See, look, everybody's grateful. I'm grateful. You guys are grateful that I'm grateful. And, so much gratitude. Oh my gosh. Let's all be grateful for whatever we've got right now. We've got technology to watch. Technology. That's what I was talking about in the speed dating. What were we talking about? Traveling? Oh yeah, no. So there was one guy in the speed dating in the after party who was talking about how, I don't know, sometimes he goes for walks. He goes to sit on a bench. No, yeah, he was talking about High Park. We're talking about picnics. One girl said she wanted a picnic. One guy said he just goes to the High Park and just sits and stares like ahead for hours. And then he went to a Halloween party and just looked out the window once for 3 hours. And then, I don't know, somehow we're talking about flying, and I was like, in the old days, you had to hope that they were going to go show a good movie on the back of on the TV. But now you just bring your phone, you get whatever you want, you can watch stuff anytime. It's just amazing that technology lets us. I mean, look at this. Like I would have had to call you on a phone like years ago, but now I'm literally broadcasting live from the couch in a basement, and people all over the world are watching that live. Like, it's amazing. And I know people who are born with this, it's not that shocking, but it's crazy. Like, this is ridiculous what we're able to do. I used to have a community cable show when I was 20 years old, and that was, I'd have to go to the TV station, and it would be live, and then one time a girl sort of figured out where I lived based on what I was saying in the show, and she figured out what subway station I would be at, and she met me there, and she's like, hi, Josh. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm a fan. I watch your show, and I'm like, wow, a cute girl stalked me. That's awesome. But now I'm broadcasting from my phone. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Juni Bagani says, hi, how are you? I'm very good. Are you in the Philippines, Juni Bagani? Like, listen, look at this. Like, literally, it's like 10 in the morning. People are watching this from the Philippines live across the world. It's insane. We should be grateful for that. I should be grateful that I managed to stay alive long enough to have the technology to broadcast to the world from my bed. When I was 12, like, I've got a cassette tape of me doing a radio show with my squeaky girl voice. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, I wanted to do a radio show, but I didn't know who would ever listen to it. But now I'm doing a show. I ever see the movie Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater? Like, that was cool. He had a little ham radio in his basement, and he became famous that way. And it was like, that was my dream, to be like that. But now I can do it here. I shouldn't be doing it on Facebook. I should start broadcasting on YouTube so that it's open to the world and anybody can tune in nightly. That's what we should do. I think what I'm going to do with all of you... Kathleen says I need to hear that. I'll dig up that tape. Sandra Araba says hello. Hello, Sandra. I should broadcast these lives on YouTube so that they're out there, because on YouTube, I think anybody in the world can sort of go, oh, what's this? Somebody's live. And then that way we can really reach people. On Facebook, it's going to be the 11,000 people who are my friends and followers, which is still fun, but I don't think we're going to be discovered by new people. So I might try it. And on Instagram too, I might start going live. We're just going to mix this up. I'm so positive. I'm positive. I'm feeling good about all these things we're going to do. It's exciting. All right. I guess that's it. If anybody has any final words, speak now or forever hold your peace. I am going to take my melatonin and I'm going to put on the Ben Shapiro Show podcast, and I'm going to set it to sleep timer to turn off when the episode ends. Hopefully I'll be asleep by then, and then I'll get up in the morning and go for a jog and upload some videos and do some voice acting. Sarah says move to Nova Scotia. I would. Maybe I should just move to Nova Scotia. Marry Sarah. It'll be full circle because my first girlfriend was named Sarah, albeit without an H. We can have some Jewish babies. We can walk her dog. I can be the star of Nova Scotia. It's all good. What do you guys think? Would you guys follow my lives if I'm doing them from Sarah's porch? Sandra Ababa says, I'm glad to see and meet you. Hope you're fine. I am sort of fine. Haha, yes, says Sarah. All right, that's it, everybody. I'm moving to Nova Scotia. I'll see. Not that it affects any of you because none of you see me in person. Vote for us, LOL. Yes, vote for Sarah and Josh. By the way, what was I going to say? Yeah, there's only one girl I know, this girl Brandy that I met in Ottawa, and I went and filmed an interview with her like 3 weeks ago or something on a bench, and I still have to post that. I'm trying to get through my videos to upload them, but the Instagram stories, the files don't work, and I keep trying to figure out different ways to convert them so I can upload them. That's what's taking so long. That's why I've stopped doing my Instagram stories, and I'm just straight up doing these lives so that I never again have to play with these stupid Instagram files. So that's it. All right. I will dream about being married to Sarah. We're going to have fun adventures, her and her dog and me and our babies, and everybody can come to our wedding in Nova Scotia. It'll be a big wedding because I'm going to have $1 billion this month. Ha ha ha! But even if I don't have $1 billion, I will be rich with love. Isn't that sweet? Because I'm so positive and grateful for everything. And I'm just in the moment. It's like I'm not even saying, oh, I'll be happy with Sarah one day. I'm happy with her right now. I'm happy with all of you right now. And I'm just gratitude. And you know what I was thinking today? When I was out in the porch, I was like thinking, oh my God, today was kind of a waste of a day. Like I fell in my hand. If I hadn't fallen in my hand, I wouldn't have had to waste today walking to the hospital. And then I thought, a day is a lot. Like what if one day it's going to be your last day? What if I'm like 75 years old and I'm like, I do something and then I'm like, oh, this is the day I die. And I'm like, what if I spent the day just going to the hospital and back? Like every day should be magic. Like I keep thinking about how the 5 days I spent in Barcelona with these two girls when I was 20, I keep thinking of every moment of that trip, trying to remember little bits. I could probably go back and look at my photos. Like how jam-packed, like how much a day could be, how many adventures, and you could fall in love, and memories of a lifetime. Or you could just spend a day just screwing around every day like I do. Ugh, I don't know, man. All right, so what are people saying here? Sheila Bergeron. My favorite coworker moved to Nova Scotia a few weeks ago. Loves it. You could do your wedding. Live, I meant to say, LOL. Ooh, of course we do our wedding live. That'd be very exciting. Thank you and have a sweet night, says Sandra Raba. Sarah Rebecca, everyone here is positive. We have hundreds of beaches. Wow. And Sandra says, congrats in advance. Kathleen says, oh my God, that's depressing. Probably about my last day of life. Yeah. Best week of my life was in Barcelona. Me too, Sarah. Me too. And I still need to find that girl Heidi that I met. I've got to, if I can bear it, I'm going to dig up the photo albums. I must have written on the back her last name. I must have written it somewhere, maybe in a letter to her. I've got to find her. She was 3 years older than me. No. Was she? Yes. She was 23. I was 20. And then her friend Eleanor was 25. I hope she's alive. They were both chain smokers, so maybe they're dead, but who knows. Let's all go back to Barcelona. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to make $1 billion. We're all going to Barcelona, I don't care. I'm going to be like, a few years ago, I took, maybe 10 years ago, I went to meet a girl in Niagara Falls who was in the, I don't know, she was in the States. We somehow met there, stayed in a hotel for a couple nights. And I remember I was in this little town, Niagara on the Lake, and there was an ice cream shop, and there was these older people, like, that were, older, who knows, maybe they were 40, maybe 50. They were, sitting on a big couch. And I was just like, oh, that's so nice that the old people are still having fun. But I was just kind of like, oh, it's kind of sad. But, once you get, I mean, when I was 20, I thought that 27 would be too old to go to bars, and I was probably right. When I was 17, I thought 18 was old. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I keep thinking, like, when I was a kid, I was watching, like, TV shows with grown-ups, like Dallas and Three's Company. Like, you just, it doesn't matter. Why am I so obsessed with age? I don't know why. Sarah says, okay, we'll invite Heidi to the wedding. Who's Heidi? Is Heidi in here? Who's Heidi? Heidi, is there a girl named Heidi? Isn't there, some kind of actor character named Heidi? Like Pippi Longstocking, like Heidi something? Who's Heidi? Oh, Heidi, the love of my life that I was just rambling about for 10 minutes. Yes, we will invite Heidi to our wedding. She was in Vancouver. That's all I know. Heidi from Vancouver. How many can there be? Barcelona chick, yes. My God, she was so beautiful. I got to show you the picture of us. We were at the top of the mountain in Barcelona, and these two girls, and I asked some guy to take a picture, and what did he say? He's like, make the girls look like, he's like, oh, the girls, tried to make it look like you like him, and Heidi was like, oh, so just like real life? And he's like, oh, man, if that's real life, you are so lucky. And they just sort of hanging off me like Charlie's Angels. And I was like, this is literally and figuratively the peak of my life. Standing at the top of a mountain, these two gorgeous girls. Oh, God, it's making me sad thinking about it. I was wearing my tie-dyed shirt. I was wearing my black fanny pack that I had painted the Spider-Man spider on with liquid paper. And actually, yesterday, I was in a car. Oh, no, when I was with Pauline 2 days ago, we were behind a guy on a motorcycle who had a backpack with a white Spider-Man spider on it. I'm like, I had that on my fanny pack when I was 20. And now they're making movies with Venom. And Stan Lee died. And that's what I was thinking. There'll never be an original Spider-Man story again. Marvel's woke now anyways. They've ruined everything. Yes, Heidi, we're looking for love of your life. Got it. We're going to find Heidi. But then, what if I did... then I'd be like, why didn't I... My parents told me... I remember I was in college. They said Heidi called. Like, there was a note. And I can't remember if I talked to her on the phone or if I was able to track her down. I would have saved that note, though. I've got every note from a girl I loved. I've still got the note that Sarah slipped me under my door. I'll tell you a quick story. I'm getting more messenger calls. Why am I telling you this story? Sarah... Anyways, you don't need to hear this story. But... I'll just tell it really quick. So, first year university, I didn't have a girlfriend yet, or anything, or never kissed a girl. But Sarah and I were hanging out a bunch. And then it was like going to be Thanksgiving. So this is like October or something. So we're a month into university. And she was leaving my room. And she said, I called out, I'll miss you, because we were going away for the weekend, like back home or whatever you do for Thanksgiving. And I said, I'll miss you. And she didn't say anything. She just closed the door or left. But then in the morning, I woke up, and she'd already left to go to Peterborough, and there was a note slid under my door, and it just said, I'll miss you too. Sorry, I'm just turning off other notifications here. And here's the thing. We had code names for each other. I was Spidey. They knew I loved Spider-Man. So she wrote a little spider, so that was me. It was like spider, as if saying Spidey, comma, I'll miss you too, and then just a little drawing of cat. Because Black Cat was Spider-Man's girlfriend. And I've still got that note. I remember it was like lined paper and stuff. Everything I have that has her handwriting on it is just like the Holy Bible to me. Like, she was sweet. Like, in the old days, we didn't have digital photos, so you'd take pictures with it. I had a disposable camera, and then I'd get them printed out. So she wrote on the back of all the pictures, like the story of who those people were and what we did. Oh, God. Anyways, hello, Heather. Thanks for watching. So that's it. So I don't know what the point of all that was. And I keep saying I hope I can find love like that again. But people say that you can't. You'll never feel something like that. But then occasionally I have felt something like that. And sometimes I feel it like in my dreams. Like lately, even the past couple of days, I'll dream of some girl and be like, and I'll feel it. So I know in my heart, I can feel it. And when I think about her, I can feel it. But I just don't know if it's possible to meet another person like that. I don't know. Anyways, we're positive. We're positive. We're positive. Hi, Heather Hewitt. It's Jubilant June. All right, so let's all go to bed, and I'll tell you more stories tomorrow. And yeah, I got a list. I got a big to-do list of things I gotta get out. I gotta review a keyboard tomorrow because they sent me a free keyboard, and I ordered it because I wanted my mom. I asked them to send it because I wanted my mom to have a new keyboard, and it's still sitting here. I haven't filmed it, so I'll film that. The co-host tonight, said she would be interviewed on my podcast. A few other people have said they'd be on my podcast. I was supposed to interview a bunch of people in Israel last week, and so I got to do that. And even I messaged some girl randomly, some supermodel with 500,000 followers. I asked her if she wanted to interview. She's like, yeah, that'd be fun to do an interview on your podcast. That was months ago, and I never followed up, so I should follow up, and yeah, let's get that going. Heather says, good night, how's your hand? Hand's all right. It's still, I don't know, it's a bit sore. And she couldn't glue the whole thing. Oops, wait, it's not letting me. It says rotate your phone. So there's a little fat coming out. I guess it'll be fine. Hopefully I can still play the guitar. I haven't played it. You know, that's something I'm not doing. Like, they used to know, the girls in university residence would say, we know when Josh wakes up. We know when you wake up because the first thing you do is grab the guitar. So I'd just be lying in bed and I'd reach over, pick my guitar and start strumming in bed. I love writing songs, and I haven't done that for years. And my guitar's in Toronto at my sister's house. So I gotta buy a guitar. This is another reason I want to get rich, so I can buy a guitar. And then I will play you guys songs. I will write some more songs. I don't care. I'll be the creepy 50-year-old man who's playing songs. And writing love songs about love that never happened or used to happen or whatever. I don't care. Whatever. All right. Good night, everyone. Write a song for Heidi, LOL. I did. It was called Silence. It was called, let me think. How did the words go? I've got a recording of it. It's on my MySpace page, but I should post it for you. How did it go? Silence. Except for the... Let's see. Silence. How to go? Silence. That's all I could say. Silence. Oh, yeah. Silence. Except for the train as it's rumbling through the mountains of Spain. She sits asleep on the seat across from me. Silence was all I could say because pride is harder to swallow than pain. I wish that I could go back and fill that silence again. The train is rumbling. My dreams are crumbling to the sea. And it's at times like these I'm living on memories. That's the song because it was about, I met her in Nice, France, and then we rode a train to Barcelona. And she was sleeping on the seat across from me, and I didn't tell her how I was feeling, that I loved her. Anyways, okay, so Heather Hewitt as well. Of course you did. I loved when you played the guitar for me. Who are you, Heather Hewitt? When did I play the guitar for you? I can't, your picture is just tiny with sunglasses. But I guess I played guitar for people when I had my guitar. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I'll post a little link to that song. And see, this is the other reason. Like, I want to play that song with my guitar and just play it and put it on YouTube and share these things with people. And I think people might like them. Okay, so, all right. Well, there you go. You got a little bedtime song. And that's what I want to do. I want to sing you guys songs every night. And I can sing little clips, little 1-minute clips. I was always, like, even a few years ago, I was like, I should play, like, bits of songs. Like, 10 seconds of a song and then ask people would. Now TikTok is that. Like, I could be doing 60-second song of the night, love song of the night. Where do you live, Heather Hewitt? Who are you? When did I play for you? Heather Hewitt. Wait, are you Heather? No, you're not Heather that I dated like 20 years ago. See, you don't know. When people get married, they've got new names. New last names. Anyways, but if you're married, you're probably not lying in bed watching my live stream. You're with your husband making sweet love. Is that what people do when they're married? I don't even know. I don't even know what people do. I have this memory of one of the Jens. We were staying at our uncle's cottage. It was just the two of us. And then it was cold one evening. Or maybe it was a morning. I don't know. But she was under the blanket in the bed. And she just said, come under the blanket. Let's heat it up. And she wanted me to jump under the blanket and then do grown-up stuff. And I'm like, nobody has asked me to jump under the blanket and heat it up lately. And then there was another girl, Nancy, when I was like, I don't know, in college, 22. I came back from the washroom or something. I was living in a co-op housing, and then I went to my room, and she was in my bed, and she was like, she had no clothes on under the bed. She like was like, anyways, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves, says Nievleth Bolano. I will. Thank you. Say you're probably in Philippines. You guys all rock. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Basically, this could be a podcast. Maybe I should I take the audio from this and post this as a nightly podcast? Because that's, here, I'll tell you what, that's what Bill Burr does. Like, it's literally his podcast, just an hour of him rambling and ranting to himself. Maybe this could be it. This could be and then everybody could listen to my podcast if they want. Hi, Lucy. We'll see. We'll throw this on YouTube and see what people think. All right, good night, everyone. Talk to you in the morning.